This is a quick overview of the Dell S2417dg. I noticed there weren't too many videos of it online, so I wanted to just do a really quick video on a monitor that I think is pretty good, especially for the price. Speaking of price, I paid $294 for it. It goes, I think, for $350 and under now. Around like $320 maybe. Price has gone up a little bit. It was originally like a $400-ish monitor, so that's why you have all these features. So the features are, it's a 144Hz monitor, overclockable to 165. It's 1440p. It's a TN panel. It has G-Sync with a 1 millisecond response time. And the 165Hz overclock worked perfectly fine out of the box for me, as it was advertised. The 1 millisecond response time is probably 1 to 3 milliseconds, just, because that's how it's. 1 millisecond is more of a marketing term, but compared to that monitor over there, which is also an advertised 1 millisecond response time, I couldn't notice a difference playing CS and Rainbow and stuff like that. Image processing, there was like no ghosting, which is very good. That was something I was scared of when buying this. No noticeable ghosting on the normal setting. I don't think I said my color settings. I think it's like 96, 99, 100 in that order from like left to right. And that kind of gets the colors a bit more, just a bit more accurate. But the colors aren't, that's probably the weakest point of this monitor, are the colors. Compared to my other monitor, it's not, which I guess I should mention, it's the Acer XFA 240. The colors are a little bit worse, but really the biggest advantage here is that 1440p. The pixels per inch on this monitor it's very, very high because of the 24-inch form factor. There's a lot of pixels on the screen packed into these 24 inches. G-Sync I couldn't test because I have an AMD graphics card. Now, as for the physical appearance of the monitor, you have a pretty nice stand. It's simple. I didn't have to read the instructions to install it, and obviously you can see there is a pretty slim bezel there, with monitor buttons on the bottom there, and then over to the right hand side you have 2 USB ports and a microphone, or not a microphone, a headphone jack. So pretty good features for the price here. And they're really, like I said, the only actual downside that I can find are the viewing angles of this monitor, which the viewing angles and the colors. The viewing angles, it's a TN. It is definitely a better TN than the XFA 240 in terms of viewing angles. So I definitely noticed there wasn't as much color shift when looking at a higher angle or a lower angle. But it's still there. You're still gonna get the color shift if you go too far off in one direction. But for me, it's obviously not really that much of an issue, since I'm sitting, dead on to it. And the colors, like I said, they're good, but they're really not that all great. The only thing else it came with was a really short DP cable, which you will need if you want to take advantage of any of this monitor's features. But yeah, I guess that's about it. I would recommend this monitor. It's kind of a niche monitor because it's 24 inches, TN, but for very specific purposes like mine, I'd say this is definitely a good consideration to take. I will leave it in the description for its current price.